we have finished day two. This is what we came for today. We had a pretty big day out there today. As soon as we finished, we jumped on the bus and it was raining, so we pretty much hightailed it out of there soon, so there was not too much chilling out. But yesterday was short and hard and fast, and which was quite nice, a little bit of difference. But compared to last year, today was very similar to last year, wasn't it? With a big, grovelly run with lots of climbing, and then a really pretty solid mountain bike as well. So I guess let's talk through that in terms of how we went, what we did. So first of all, Jesse, was that what you're expecting today in terms of lining up for this race?
Yeah, there was parts where you said this was where we went last year, and I said, nah, we were running down here last year, but yeah, there was a bit of ground that we were on last year that got run over again today, or biked over again today. So once you figure out where you are and you know what's ahead of you, it's yeah, not easier to get there, but you sort of know what to expect. So.
Yeah, it was a little bit different. Today's we run up through the big cavity type places, and last year we went left through a tunnel, whereas this time we went right, wasn't it? And then we went down and then back up again. So we're in the same area, but kind of looping around. So not really sure if we fully trust where we actually are and what we're doing. But I hadn't forgotten. But there was as you say, like we were today climbing up through this section, and you said, this is the bamboo section that we pushed through. I'm sure we're coming into that. I was like, nah, this is the grovelly climbing section. So put an ice cream on it, Jesse.
Yes, we did. So yeah, I owe Richard an ice cream. Hopefully, I can find a horrible flavour for him to try, but we'll see what's in store when we go down to sort our gear out this afternoon.
The ice cream of the day has been a thing, hasn't it, so far? You did well with your ice cream yesterday. The day before, I went to my sort of go-to from last year with chocolate sort of layered number. But talk us through your ice cream yesterday.
Yeah, it's just an interesting looking packet, and I wasn't actually sure if it was going to be ice cream or not when I opened it up, but. Yeah,
it started with like a full waffle wrapper, really, didn't it?
Yeah, it was surprisingly good. So I'm still unsure of what flavour it was, but it was tasty.
So out of 10, what did you give it yesterday?
7.
7. That's pretty high. That's pretty good. Right. So, okay. I'm not sure what my winning ice cream will be. Maybe I should need to pick that. Yeah, that's awesome. So, Steve, how did you go today? You were going super well early on in that big run. Come a bit closer because I can't reach that far.
Yeah, man. Yeah, felt good at the start, but yeah, got pretty cooked towards the end of the run.
It was pretty hot too, wasn't it?
It was very hot, and I think that was getting to me a little bit, to be honest. Yeah.
Yep, nice. And then, like big climb, which was about 1,000 vertical meters. Was that what we were saying? Something like that. And then we got on a bike, and the bike was actually quite technical. There's a bit of single track and things to be had in there. How were you feeling there?
Yeah, on the hills, yeah, I was finding it tough, but when we finally did get to that downhill bit where it started pouring down with rain, I felt a lot better and actually got a bit of a gel in me, which gave me a bit more energy, rather than just drinking the pure fuel drink, which was getting a bit, not so tasty, and
same.
We had some lollies handed over from you.
Yeah, those Sour Patch Kids as well. So last year it was just all heat, hot, whereas this today, this afternoon, we had like a big downpour, didn't we? It was full on, almost to the point I was starting to decide whether I was actually cold or not, but I don't think we were quite that point, but close. But Sarah, tell us about that rain. Like it was pretty full on, and riding a mountain bike down the hill in the mud and all sorts. It was pretty awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we can add another discipline, mountain biking in the river. Is that a thing? Or it, was, it kind of was a river.
Yeah, it was flooding down, big and brown, wasn't it, as we were sort of following the trail. But you did well. I was fourth in line at that stage, and you were leading the charge. You're going great guns down there.
I think that was the only part of the day that I was in front.
Your day did start very well. Talk us through the start of your day, Sarah.
Started with a chariot ride where you three carried my ass up the hill on a chair, and I didn't know whether to smile or think.
Maybe you should have played it up a little bit more. Enjoyed it for what was to come. If you knew what was to come, maybe you would have enjoyed it a bit more.
And then I think I felt too good after that, and I thought, I should probably put a bit of effort into this run now that these guys have just carried my ass around for 700 metres or so.
That's right.
And then I think I just sort of cooked it a bit, went a bit too hard in that first stage of the run, and paid for it.
Yeah, but you did well. Like, you keep battling on. You're tough. It was pretty full on out there. How did you get through it? What were the sort of tougher moments for you?
Definitely the hiker bike was probably where I really started to fall apart, and Jesse sort of saved the day and would dump his bike up the top and then come back and get mine, and so now the tow rope was pretty good today. Well used.
So it was a good teamwork there, but that was really tricky, wasn't it? Because it wasn't just hiker bike; it was all bushy, and it was hard to get your bike through, and you're lifting your bike up and over and things like that, and it was hot at that stage too, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's right. Jesse, how were you feeling at that stage of the day on the bike, heaving those bikes up and over all those rocks and things?
Not too bad actually. Obviously, a lot of sweat was getting lost, but in general today I felt a lot stronger than yesterday, and body seems to have come right. So
it's nice, isn't it? I guess that's the thing with this race. Like, it's 4 days. We're sort of, you could almost say we're halfway through it potentially. That you do come and go. It's not like it's going to be, I'm in the hurt, like I'm struggling. You have periods of being better and maybe not so good.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing about the team. Like somebody's down, others are up, so you're just sort of all working together and figure it all out and make it happen.
That's I definitely found that myself. Like, you towed me for a bit there on the run. I was just battling on, I guess, and then felt okay on the bike, so managed to do a bit of towing myself, and because I knew that I'd probably need some more towing later on as well. So we did that big run and then the bike ride, which was heaps of fun. Some good fast downhills there as well, wasn't there? And then come into the final 2.5 Ks or so. The rain was just starting to ease off a little bit there as we got dry shoes out, put them on, and they were wet in like 2 seconds. And then we tell us about that final run, Steve. How was that for you?
I was feeling really good at the start going into that run, and had Richard tell me to slow down there for a little bit. And I guess that was for the tow part of it.
Give us a tow, Steve. I'll need this now. Yep. And it was like 2.5 Ks, which was a long way. It felt, and it was a bit uphill as well.
It did, and like we had those 2 hills, and the first one felt not too bad, and then we got to that second one. I was like, oh God, am I going to get ahead of these guys? And it was just such a relief to get to the top of that hill and then seeing the finish line and have that little sprint down the bottom, and making sure you were okay. But you didn't really have a choice, I guess, did you, Richard?
No, that's right. So there's an optimal performance. I think we were 4 seconds ahead of them yesterday, something like that, and we too sort of were with them all day, really, weren't we? We were. They were in front of us on the run. No, I think we passed them on the chariot carry for a start. Maybe that was you, Sarah, sort of cheering the team on, was it?
Yeah, maybe too much encouragement.
No, Jesse, you were off actually. That was probably our best discipline that we've had in this race so far. Started about sort of 5 rows back in the middle, and you were sort of, I didn't think it was possible to pass in a chariot carry, but I think we sort of took 10 teams or so there. I think we did pretty well. There was chariots falling to bits. It was all go.
Yeah, we sort of started off pretty good, and then the legs did cook a little. And
when the hills come on, that was like, oh no, what are we doing?
Yeah, they're 300 metres, I think they said, that turned into near a kilometre.
Yep.
So I guess you sort of thought 300 easy.
Yep.
And towards the end, you just sort of we're ready to put that thing down. So we got passed by a couple, but definitely we were up the front end of that field. Yeah, no, driving
the chariot, you did very well there. There was a couple of chariots that were falling to bits. That kind of made you feel quite good, didn't it? To sort of catch them as a sort of and pass them as sort of struggling a little bit.
Yeah, a few creaks and groans and things, and broken strings and awkward carries. But yeah, luckily the one that we held on must have had some good string and good bamboo.
Yeah, I think it was the technique of how it was carried as well. I think that's part of it. So tell us about that final run for you, Sarah. 2.5 Ks, it was definitely deep in the hurt locker at that stage.
Yep, no, I just tried to hang on as long as I could, and Jessie did all the towing there, and I just put my head down and got into a dark place, and pretty happy to see the finish line.
Yeah, that's right. So as I was mentioning, the optimal performance team, they were in front of us. They passed us again on the run. We were kind of toing and froing with them a bit, and then they found us on the bike carry bit, didn't they? And then they sort of just got away from us a little bit, and we come into transition. They were just in front of us, so we transitioned pretty well there actually. And then they were maybe a couple of 100 metres up the road from us, something like that. And that's when, like, Steve, I need this tow again. And we just kind of wound them in. And I don't know, that's part of this racing, isn't it? It's a little bit stupid. When you're like, what are we doing? And they mentioned it as well, like, what are we doing? They're actually sort of going that deep, and they didn't want to be beaten either. How were you feeling at that stage, Jesse?
Yeah, certainly didn't want to let them beat us on day 2. So hopefully we can hold off for the 4 days and get ahead of them. But yeah, they're a pretty strong team, and they'll be strong in the boats and things. But yeah, hopefully, pretty sure we can hold them off.
I feel like we might have poked the bear a little bit, actually, like by racing them so hard. But you got to take your wins when you can. My moment was when you were, right, let's go. Steve does like a good race, don't you? You do like to dash to the finish line. And you were already on the downhill, but I was still coming on the uphill. So there's a fair bit of strain on the on the tow rope at that stage. And then the big ping as I sort of shot down the hill. So, but made it, survived. So how's the body feeling now, Sarah? You've had some food, you've had the bus ride back, you've had a shower, all sorted?
Yeah, ready to go. Let's go.
Oh, God. Okay. So tell us about day 3.
Ooh,
What's their plan?
Oh, we start with a mountain bike tomorrow morning. I think it's like a big uphill, maybe, I don't know, 800 metres climb.
On the road more. This is another stage that we did last year, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, about 25k, and then we hop into a raft and flat water raft around some little reservoir.
With sort of cricket bats have been the sort of...
Bit of 4x2. And then, yeah, that's pretty short, but and then we jump back on the mountain bikes, I think, for maybe about 7k's of downhill, and then, yeah, into the cave, so that should be good.
Yeah, last year the caving section sort of took a whole lot of teams out because there was a lot of waiting to get your chance to go in the caves. But after that, we had a great big 20k something or other run, wasn't it, with lots of climbing. Whereas this time around, what happens after the caving section?
We jump on a bus to take us 1.6k's from the finish line, and then we just, once we're off the bus, sprint to the finish line.
That's right. I wonder if Jake Vargo's actually been in touch with the race organisers just to go, that run was too hard. Maybe we'll just do the bus there instead. How are you feeling about that bus ride tomorrow, Jesse?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, yeah. The one yesterday wasn't that good with a bit of cramp. There was a few uncomfortable moments there, standing up and the hamstrings going and inner thigh, but... Yeah, today's one was good, no cramp. So, yeah, hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed, no cramp on the bus.
Nice. That's good. Tomorrow, that'll probably suit us reasonably well. We do like a good technical run kind of thing, don't we? And do a ride on the bike and a bit of rafting. We can just sort of grunt that out. So it'll be interesting to see how we unfold. How are you feeling about tomorrow?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Brought an additional head torch over this year, so the cave will certainly be well illuminated. Yep. And, yeah, the rafting... It was miserable last year, but we certainly didn't let many boats pass us or get passed by, or we passed a few boats.
You just reminded me, it was pretty miserable actually, wasn't it? Just sort of battling around a lake. There's a top speed that you can get on a raft and just do as best as you can. And this caving section, I've upgraded to a waterproof phone case this year, so I won't have to piss around putting my phone into a dry bag before I jump into the water. So I'm sure that'll help us as well. So Steve, how are you feeling about what you've done so far and what's to come?
Yeah, no, pretty good. I was, obviously pretty steamed today, but feeling not too bad at the moment. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, yeah, feeling really good about tomorrow. Excited. Yeah, good.
So it'll just be a matter of resting up and ripping into it. But we've had all in all a pretty good day today, and time to go and get our gear organised, have some more food, and go and check out the ice cream of the day, plus my bonus ice cream as well. Yeah. Good job. Over and out. Cheers, team. End of day 2. We're here with Nat and Nat alone. We've got Todd as well, and we might have Kieran join us potentially. We've just heard the shower turn off, so we're not sure sort of what state he's in. We'll just put some undies at the door. We'll find that out. So, Nat, how are you feeling, and how was your day today?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Need to get a bit more fuel on board, but today was a step up from yesterday. Yep. But it was good.
Yesterday was kind of almost a bit of a prologue, wasn't it? A bit of a taster. Yeah. Whereas I felt like today we kind of, that's what we came for.
We got into the grunty stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, grunt with that. Yeah, a lot of vert. Yeah. A lot of crawling through bamboo. Yeah. Running through some pretty sweet caves. That was good. Yeah,
pretty amazing, weren't they? Sort of those great big high sides and things. It was pretty awesome to just look around. And it was a tourist spot too, wasn't it? There was lots of people just out there sussing the place out.
Yeah, lots of tiny little steps to get right the way down into the gorge, and then run through the gorge, through the caves, and then whoosh.
Straight up the guts up the other side. Last year we went up and to the left and through a tunnel, but this year we're going in a different direction. We're out to the right as we sort of loop back around. So how were you feeling with that by that stage of the day, with that sort of scree type climb that you had to do to get up to that section?
Pretty good. We overtook a few teams, so we were need to learn "excuse me" in Chinese, I think. They got the idea though. So that was going really well, and just taking it all in at that point.
Yeah, nice. We need to just take a step back actually, because it didn't start with a run; it started with a chariot type carry. How was that organised, Todd? Did you paper scissors rock, and did you win the? Were you sitting up top? How was that going?
Oh no, Nat was in the chair.
Is that because of the team leadership? You pulled rank on that one?
Royalty. No. No, we just decided a while ago. But yeah, I'd say that Chinese have got great infrastructure going on with their bridges, but I'm not so sure about the bamboo stability of the chair. It felt pretty creaky at one point.
Yeah, did your chair stayed together?
We did a bit of a switch around at one point, and I did smack back in the bamboo pole that was holding the front, because it did, like I was watching it go. I was like, I'm not going to say anything. And then they put it down. I was like,
That's it. So you were up the front. Oh, here we go, Kieran. He's just out of the shower. Still pretty casual there. That's right. Just step into the middle of an interview. Yep, slide yourself over. That's right. Join us, Kieran. So who was carrying what? What were you doing there, Todd?
So Meg and I started at the back with Kieran at the front, and then we had a switch around partway through. And so I went on the front, and these two guys switched sides at the back. So it was. I think it was advertised as 500 metres, but it felt like a lot longer.
It was a lot longer. It was about a kilometre. It felt like, and there was a hill there as well. What's happening? When are we finishing this?
Yeah. The end couldn't come soon enough, really.
What were you doing while you were sort of being carried at that stage, Nat? Were you sort of just chilling? Some encouragement? Were you on your phone? Some Snapchats?
Sending a few WeChats. No, I felt pretty helpless, just plonking myself up there, my legs dangling below. No, I felt really bad for the guys. Just checking in that they're all right. You're like, yay, guys, well done.
It seems a good idea.
To go.
So we got that done, and you're off and racing, and you'd be full of beans at that stage, and it was downhill quite a bit there too, wasn't it?
Love the downhill. I think I'm a downhill running athlete.
I think I'm with you on that one. Yeah, the uphill's tough. So, so we're sort of through this run. How did the run sort of unfold for you guys?
We started off well, and then probably Meg started to struggle a little bit. I think her nutrition, with the heat, had gone off as one thing, and then just body temperature was rising. So, Meg started getting a bit sick, and we knew we needed to change tack because we needed it to last the rest of the race. I knew from kind of previous experience that Meg's worked really hard at getting nutrition right, and totally think she's nailed it now. But I think gone off, race fuel and just super hot that, I started vomiting.
Yeah, so nutrition products, just sort of sussing that out, try and keep it simple. So how did you guys deal with that? How did you kind of figure that out to, obviously, once you're throwing up, you're in a pretty bad place?
We just started walking, and whatever pace Meg needed to be at just to get her heart rate down, put her on tow for a little bit, give her some poles at the water station. She's laid down. We sorted her drinks bladder out, just trying to get her to take on water because she'd lost quite a lot of what she'd just taken down anyway. I think Kieran threw a whole thing of cold water over her, which helped. And just stopped when she needed to. Every, half an hour or something, stop for a few minutes, let her lay down.
It's good teamwork.
I think I'm so proud of how everyone has done today. Toddy towing a lot, and I'm super happy to have made it through today.
Yeah, good stuff. So Kieran, so that run, how were you feeling on the run?
Yeah, pretty good, to be fair. Better than what I thought. My calf was good, and blew a gasket carrying Nat early on, so I had to, so I had to put my hand up and go to the back and let Todd take over at the front. But and then getting on the run downhill, we're pretty good and we're ticking along. It went well. And then obviously with Meg, with about probably 8k in, started to struggle. So then our tactics changed dramatically just to survive, really. And we knew we had sort of 4 hours before the cutoff, so that was our goal, just to get her through. So we sort of managed the next 3k's through to the drink station, got to there, and then just let her cool down, get her core temperature down, and sort of reset, really.
Just keep moving forward. So you guys were not too bad a place by the time you got off the run. How did you sort of feeling at the end of the run and then onto the bike?
The legs had definitely done a fair bit of work by that stage.
20k's or so. How long did that take?
I think we were just over 3 hours. Yeah, pretty tough terrain. After that drink station, quite a big climb through there and pretty gnarly terrain on foot. So yeah, it was good to see the transition onto the bike, just sort of eased into that and got off and did the old hiker bike a few times, as everyone else did, I'm sure. But some tough terrain on the bike too. So Lee's got a good workout today.
It rained for us, like massive rainstorm kind of thing, and that was when we were hit the downhill. When did that happen for you guys?
We probably got about 10k into the bike, and then it hit.
So you're on the road at that stage?
Yeah, on the road. And then we just went onto the off-road section, the first hiker bike. And then as we progressed through it, it got muddier and muddier. So we're intrigued to. It probably slowed us down a little bit, but we all handled it really well.
Didn't get cold. It was almost maybe just about cold, but how were you guys?
At one point, colder than what
Not cooled down.
But it was welcomed. I think.
Good. Nice. And how was the bike ride? Obviously, you guys battled a bit on the run. How did the bike ride sort of go?
Yeah, good. I think we managed it quite well. It was a bit of a shame at the end. All the tracks got turned into slosh and mud with the teams in front of us after the rain, so we sort of just had to manage that and just make sure we all got through unscathed and no mechanicals and stuff like that. So but no, we smashed the bike. I thought we did well.
And then you got a 2.5k run. How was that to finish? Went on forever and ever, didn't it? So is this ever going to end?
Well, actually, that final transition, they'd taken our box, and so we got to the transition ready to change into our trainers, and we didn't have a box, so we were kind of stood around waiting, and then some guy jumped on the truck and was like throwing boxes everywhere, trying to find our box. Finally got it, and then headed out on the run. By the bike, Meg had come right, and such a trooper, knowing myself from the last weekend. Vomiting in my toilet without a care in the world, really, and doing that in a race, she's pretty hardcore.
It's tough to come back from that, that. I've had that, and I'm just a mess. So for her to come back from that and actually sort of go through the low and get back to be useful again is pretty impressive.
Amazing.
She's having a lie down at the moment, by the way. That's what you know.
She's having a wee nap. She's coming right. But we all ran really well on that last section, and definitely passed a few teams on the bike, so that was good. Mowed them down one by one.
Good stuff. That's awesome. How were you looking as you crossed the finish line, Kieran? It's all about looking good at the right moments.
Good. Yeah, I don't know. We were just so happy that we finished and we sort of ticked that box so we can move on to tomorrow. So last thing we wanted was the DNF. So on to tomorrow, and I think tomorrow will suit us. We've got a fair bit of paddling and caving and but less running. So but it's meant to be 37, 38 tomorrow. So we've just got to watch that heat.
A little bit too much knowledge. I hadn't looked at that. So thanks very much for that, Kieran. What's your highlight of the day, Todd?
Just getting through, really. Coming back strongly, I think, from a low point like that, it's really shows real grit. So we're pretty stoked as a team over the finish line there.
Nice. Good stuff. Any final comments, Nat?
No. You said it higher. Turning around on the final run and watching Toddy being sideways whilst running. It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. It was so good. Sorry, I've thrown you under the bus today.
Keeping the standards high there.
Common theme.
It was so good. I did laugh so hard that I actually wet myself a little bit. So there you go. I'm just going to throw that back.
We don't have time to stop here. Carry on.
I was like, how can I need the toilet so much and be able to run, yet turn around and see that and wet myself?
It's a very useful skill to have, to be able to pee while running. It's great.
You did very, very well there. That's good. Okay, well, we don't need a demo of that. If you're watching this, I apologise, but you can. I'm sure you've got as much of a visual as you need. Nice. Well done, team. Rest up and get some food into you, and well done on an epic day today.
Cool, thanks.
Job done. Good stuff. Awesome.